All right. Today we are talking about type 2 diabetes. Do no harm. That is the title of this video. And really, what does that mean? That means I really want to get to the root, the systematic root of a big problem with diabetes treatment. So, Paul Bowman from Fix Your Diabetes here. Again, the title for this is Type 2 diabetes do no harm. And again, really getting to the root, a big root of the problem with treating type 2 diabetes. So, that said, I am purposely going to go off on some tangents. If I'm talking about martial arts, if I'm talking about blood pressure or joint pain or anything like that, please stick with me. This absolutely has a lot to do with you and your type 2 diabetes. And actually, this really relates to all diabetes, but especially type 2 diabetes. So, what I'm talking about here is the Pareto principle. And if you understand that, or most people have heard it as the 80-20. And it's something that I've heard over and over again through many books that I've read, through many mentors and coaches that I've worked with. And in hearing that and knowing that, it just has showed up in my life again and again to the point where, like, absolutely, it's a principle that adheres to large numbers of human, basically. And so, what I'm talking about in martial arts applies to blood pressure, it applies to joint pain, any health and fitness, and anything where there's large numbers of people doing something. So understanding that can make a world of difference in treating your diabetes or anything. So really bear with me and help get to the root of understanding this. So 80-20 principle, it really, if you've really dug into it, doesn't really mean 80-20. It really means lopsided. So it could be 199, 1% on one side, 99% on the other side, 5%, 95%, basically really lopsided. And what that really comes down to all throughout history, if you study anything, anywhere in the world, anywhere through history, uh, yes, us humans have done amazing things, but when you look at it, any given thing, what most people do is rather ineffective, is what it says. So the results that 5% of the people are getting is more than the other 95% put together, or what have you, for anything like that. Basically saying what most people are doing is rather ineffective, and that there are a small percentage of people that are doing exponentially better. And again, we see that over and over in history and throughout the world. So one of my first probably places to see that was in martial arts. So started out in Kempo and got up to third degree black belt and had worked with many masters and grandmasters before I met my combatives teacher. Met my combatives teacher and immediately hit it off, uh, dug into his curriculum, and I was pissed off. Why was I pissed off? Because for 10 years, I worked with masters and grandmasters and went to all these schools all over the country. They were supposedly these big, great schools and great teachers. And compared to what my combatives teacher had, like, his stuff was brilliant. It was fundamental. It was foundational to really being able to uh, fight or defend yourself, however you want to look at it. And nobody else was doing it. So all across this country, almost like what most people were teaching. And again, I love martial arts, and so hopefully, if you're a martial arts fanatic, hear me out. I am hopefully what I'm saying can make it better. So when you realize what really helps, like in martial arts, it's all right. How do you really defend yourself? How do you really fight well, or do you come out of a physical altercation safely? And even from that, the psychological and verbal, like, all right, don't get it in the first place. And if you do, how do you physically get out of it? And then you realize what everybody else is doing, and it pales in comparison. And what most people are doing is probably doing more harm than good. I hesitate to say that, but that's what I see. So, also, as a martial arts school owner in the past, looking around the country for the best martial arts schools in the country. Now, again, bear with me. This it absolutely relates to your diabetes. So, I traveled the country, went to the biggest chains, went to the most successful schools. Now, I was looking for their curriculum. Okay, what are their life skills? What are their self-defense skills? And yes, I wanted a successful school as well. But what I saw over and over and over again almost never did the big chains or the big schools have the best curriculum. And they would even say so when you ask them about it. Oh, yeah, we want to deliver something that's good, but that's not our focus. Our focus is business and business and business. And I heard that over and over and over again. And guess what? It's not just martial arts, it's everything. It's health, it's fitness, it's the health industry, it's the fitness industry. Why aren't most people doing the best things? Because they are overshadowed by successful business models. Successful business models that often are not the most effective, by far are often not the most effective, and are often doing more harm than good when you really get into it and see what really matters and what really gets you the true results. So if you're a Tim Ferriss fan, this is what Tim Ferriss teaches. Like, okay, yeah, what are the 1%ers doing? What are the 5%ers doing? And again, like, why don't we hear about that? Like, what the best out there are doing is almost never heard of. You know, we hear what the 90%ers are doing. We hear what the 80%ers are doing. We hear what the 95%ers are doing, and we that is buried. What the people that are really making a difference and getting great results in any field are getting buried by that. So moving on to Z Health. So in going through and getting my Z Health Master Practitioner, and through offshoots of that, like MTG and working on nutrition, and through Z Health, I came across the same thing again and again. So when it comes to joint pain, what most people are doing is rather ineffective compared to what you do when you find the 1%ers and the 5%ers. They're doing amazing things, and you realize what most of the world is doing. It's very ineffective and often doing more harm than good. And most people never heard of what the Z Health people or the other great people getting results are doing. Same thing for blood pressure. What most people are doing is very ineffective compared to what is possible, and often doing more harm than good. Again, you can look at any aspect of health and fitness. So dialing that right into diabetes. Diabetes, same thing. Sadly, it does, I guess, come down to the pharmaceutical industry, business. They're by far. Look at the Fortune top 10. Majority of them are pharmaceutical companies, and they're all about staying there. So again, is their business model to help people? Absolutely not. Is their business model to fix anything? Absolutely not. Their business model is to sell as many drugs to as many people for as long as possible. And so there's a huge difference between managing your diabetes, treating your diabetes, and really reversing and fixing your diabetes. And so again, what most people, when you really, from the perspective of what really works and seeing people really fix their diabetes and really reverse their diabetes, it's blatantly obvious that what most people are doing is doing more harm than good. Is in the best scenario, it's extremely ineffective. If it's not obvious, I was thinking about this too. I'm extremely passionate about fixing people's diabetes, and in anything I do, I've been passionate about martial arts and blood pressure and fixing people's joints. Basically, with whatever skill set I have and knowledge and resources at the time, helping people the best I can help them. And that passion is driven by carrot and stick. Like on one end, when you realize what's possible and you realize that the masses are not doing that and the masses are doing more harm than good, that's angering, frustrating. But also, when you do see people do what they is in their best interest, and they do get amazing results, and in diabetes, and they really type 2 diabetics become non-diabetics and truly become healthy and avoid all the complications of diabetes, then that's what drives me. It is so joyous to see that. So the anger and the fear driving me one end, but also it can't bring me more joy to see people really get results. And in the diabetes world, that means not being diabetic anymore, and avoiding all the pitfalls of diabetes. And yeah, I did take some notes. Did I get everything today? Like, I think that pretty much covers it. So if you know there's a better way, and there is a better way, and I just saw a post the other day, and it was I didn't comment because I don't know how it would be taken in the group that I was in. So a woman said, "Oh, it would be so nice someday in the future. Maybe my kids will something will happen and something new scientific breakthroughs and my kids won't have to deal with this." And and that broke my heart. Like it really to realize like there is a better way. It's here. Like you can absolutely fix your diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Uh, Other ones you can absolutely make it much better than what most people are doing. So if you believe there's a better way, drop a GIF, and there is a better way. And if you would love to sit down in like this on Zoom and have a conversation and explore what that would mean for you, I would love to sit down with you and do that. So how do you do that? Go to fixyourdiabetes.com, click to apply, and if you're a good fit, either way, I'll get back to you immediately or 24 hours. And if you're a good fit, we can definitely sit down on a Zoom call like this and explore where you are and what that would look like. And that's it. Fixyourdiabetes.com. Take action. See ya.